Yeah,
Yeah,
you were
rich
right.
girls. That's what
So,
I thought.
it's
Whose
so good.
father is Tommy Hilfiger. That's like real money. Who you have a driver and like I just wish I saw that. Nothing, no offense to anyone on the show. That's what I would have liked to have seen.
That's what I've liked to see too. They had great chemistry. They were almost like Paris and Nicole before Paris and Nicole, but they were really rich and kind of like not as dumb. So it was easier to watch it. No, I really enjoyed that show. Or like Gallery Girls, or like these kind of shows. Like I feel like it was, or NYC Prep. None of those people were famous, but they were really rich New Yorkers that just like would come home, and the driver would, make them dinner, and the butler would take them to school. Like there was this kind of like, I don't know, that disconnection when you have so much money that I wanted to see. And Georgia, her not washing her hands, those kind of neuroses are very rich people. I
And like
think.
you can hate Charlie, and that's why Junior G, she isn't fired, but Charlie is like a real life Chuck Bass. Like
Yes.
when he said like breaking the fourth wall to I forgot his name, Ariana's boyfriend, like what? Like this is a thing? Like I didn't think it was a thing. It really was like saying like you're playing it up for the camera. Like what people don't realize is a true born and raised New Yorker. You might hate Charlie, but he is authentic in that no, he can't be bothered with a housewife child from Atlanta or from Jersey or it's like whether you like that or not, I'm not the one being a snob. That's just the true mentality of someone born and raised in New York City. I'm not saying
Absolutely.
it's right, but that is an authentic
Mhm.
human. So if you
Absolutely.
hate him, I guess it's okay. You hate the real person, but you know what I mean? It's like authentically, that's the mentality of New Yorkers, and especially
Absolutely.
children.
And he's a Bravo guy. He fits in line with all the Summer House and the Jaxes and all the Sandovals. Like it's a similar kind of vibe, but add the like Chuck Pass New York, seasoning on top. And even when he talked to that, like, what was it? She was like a sidekick, and he was like, "No, I don't want to be red. I'm good, bitch." Like I was like, that's what I would say if I'm activated. And then someone's like, "I want to read you." No, like the producers were probably like, "We want to make him look even worse," and he was like, "I'm not going to fall for that." They're a bit more savvy than the LA
Hmm.
child. New Yorkers, they're getting in a cab
Hmm.
at 12 years old. They're getting in an
On
Uber.
the
They're going.
subway.
So they're a bit more savvy. So he's not going to fall for that. But I thought what was interesting about that whole thing is like people were so shocked and awed, but like he is kind of being authentic to that asshole. And he does have moments where, and then you look back and you're like, okay, his apology to Ariana, that was probably not genuine either.
Yeah, I
Okay.
agree. And Gia Giudice fired from NextGen. No, that's fake. Now,
Right.
there is a bunch of other. I'm not saying this, but this is a thing it's not. I don't believe this is true either, but I could see where this comes. So we know, look, we know Teresa worked with Melissa Zolnose and all these bloggers. We know she did it. We know Aiden gave out the screeners, blah, blah, blah.
Mhm.
There is actually a lot of people online that believe, now I'm not sure I believe this, that believe that this insane Facebook account, it does mostly say crazy shit about New Jersey, more or less. And it says crazy shit all the time about Teresa and Gia. And a lot of people think that Teresa has a new job, that Teresa has found a new blogger and all of this stuff that's being put out is from Teresa. That she is, now I'm not sure I agree with this, but a lot of
Mhm.
people think whether it's pro Teresa or negative, she's gotten smarter. Now, I don't know if Teresa got smarter with the pea brain,
Mhm. I don't
but
think.
that this time she's putting out negative stuff against her and Gia and everyone because they're all in on it. And as long as this blog keeps talking about her, and I'm here saying Gia's fired, it's fake, and we're all talking about her, that this is what she wants. It shows how powerful she is. We all have Teresa's name in our mouth. Hey, Bravo, the number one star is Teresa. People think Teresa's behind this crazy blog, that she has a new blogger. Do you think? I don't want to sway you, but that is gaining traction online.
You're not swaying me. I think it's kind of like it's a good distraction technique, and I'm not trying to. This is not political, but I just can't think of another example. But it kind of reminds me of Trump, where he says one thing and then he's like, "Look over here, look over here." So I feel like she does that too, where she's like, okay, I don't want people to talk about Gia, look over here, look over there. Like, or people, I don't want people to talk about like Louis, look over here, look over there. And like, I'm sure you saw that interview where she stopped the interview mid.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. So that I'm like, okay, so I feel like you did this interview and you were like, no matter what they ask, I'm going to stop it mid. Because all they're going to end up talking is about me stopping the interview mid instead of the topic at hand, which is exactly what happened. Every Bravo account was like, oh my God, Teresa stopped the interview. I'm like, can we talk about why she stopped the interview? Because they asked her about Louis and the family and the taxes. Like, so what is she not answering?
Well, that's what everyone thinks is the point of this account. Like she knows Gia's not fired. Gia knows Gia's not fired. So if they know the truth, then she's putting it out there because saying Gia's fired is so not true. It's not going to make it true. And that's a lot better than talking about Teresa probably being fired, possibly being fired. There is no show. And by the way, you owe $3 million in taxes. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's the thing. Saying, this other every crazy thing that goes on. Like a few weeks ago, I dealt with this. The same account was saying Jennifer Aydin's husband is gallivanting around St. Bart's or wherever the fuck he was. They made it up. Jennifer has filed for divorce, picked up the kids, driving down the street, moving out of the house. Maybe, and I don't think this is Teresa, but exactly what you said is the motivation of like, she's trying to create a diversion because these stories are so crazy. We're all talking about them. I had a million people slip into my DMs. Oh my God, Giudice just got fired from NextGen. And I'm
Oh,
like, I don't like her, but I have no, I report the news. This is
right.
false.
It's
But
false.
this one, it's all from the same account on Facebook.
Interesting. Okay, so
I don't know. Like, I doubt that Teresa has this. Like, that's like a master plan. I mean, she's a manipulator and she
that
lies, but this is a pretty elaborate plan to think this is Teresa. But people, the rumor, like the thing that's gaining traction is just what you said, that like she doesn't want us talking about the real stuff. So it's okay if we talk about Gia being fired because we know it's not true and she knows it's not true.
it's giving a little like Dumont, but like Dumont actually like looks into stuff. Like he actually, when he does those blind items, they're not just out of his ass. So I don't know. I feel like
And a
this
lot of those do come true.
they do. And a lot of them are bullshit, but like I feel like there's some sources, and this to me feels like you're not even sourcing. Because the minute I heard she was fired, I'm like, they've been pushing her down our throats for the last 5 years. Bravo's not going to just all of a sudden cut her loose. She has a podcast. And like even her having that party, she just doesn't fit into the group. Like she's not living in New York. When she had that party, I was like, are you trying to be your mom? Everyone was, I saw all the tree huggers being like, she's so amazing and she's hosting a party. I'm like, it seems so forced to to have a party for people in their 20s where you're making mozzarella. I was like, this is out of place. I was like,
It's
what's
out
happening?
of place. And listen, my dislike for Gia is not based on my dislike for Teresa because I think Kim Zolciak is trash. I think she is total trash. I do not respect her as a person. I do not respect Croy. I think it is ridiculous. You live in a $3 million house when you can't fucking afford it, and then you lose it and you refuse to. So I think I have nothing good to say about Kim Zolciak. And yet I think Ariana is like amazing on the damn show.
Amazing, because she's her own person. She has some humility. What's missing for me with Gia